Hello viewers, this is Dr. Naina Khullar, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Mata Gujri College, Fatehgarh. I welcome you to the practical lecture series of zoology. And the topic that we are taking up today is preparation of pedigree charts of some genetic traits. So let's get started. The aim of this practical would be to understand the concept of pedigree, to acquaint the students with the symbols of pedigree chart, and to analyze the pedigree chart of some genetic defect. The outcomes would be, the students would be able to solve the pedigree problem and relate them to the genetic disease. So what would be the requirement of this practical? Information about any genetic trait in a family for at least few generations. Now let us take up an example to understand the concept. A pedigree is a visual chart that depicts a family history or transmission of a specific trait. This can be interesting to view and can be an important tool in determining the pattern of inheritance of some specific traits in some royal families. Pedigrees are used primarily by genetic counselors when helping the couples to decide whether to have children when there's an evidence of a genetically inherited disorder in one or both the families. They are also used when trying to determine the predisposition of someone to carry a hereditary disease. For illustration purpose, we would be focusing on Hemophilia B. Hemophilia B is a rare genetic bleeding disorder in which the affected individuals have insufficient levels of blood protein factor 9, which is coded by gene F9 present on the X chromosome. Hemophilia B is mostly expressed in males since males have only one X chromosome while the females have two X chromosomes. If they have only one mutated X chromosomes, males are sure to have a disease. But if both the X chromosomes in case of females are affected or mutated, only then they would be hemophilic, else they would just be a carrier. An interesting fact of hemophilia is that it is also known as a royal disease, since it affected the royal families of England, Germany, Russia and Spain in the 19th and 20th century. Queen Victoria of England, who ruled from 1837 to 1901, is believed to have been the carrier of Hemophilia B. She passed this trait on to 3 of her 9 children, and her son Leopold died when he was just 30 years of age of hemorrhage. Now we know that since the defective gene is present on the X chromosome, it is X-linked disorder and the Y chromosome has no role in its expression. Both male and female contribute 50% of their trait towards their progeny. Thus, in the royal family, Queen Victoria passed on the defect to 3 of her children and 42 grandchildren. In the given family tree, a clear representation of transmission of defective gene is seen. The ones which are marked in blue are the sufferers, that is, they were hemophilic, while those demarcated in pink were only the carriers. Thus, males were either free from the disease or were affected. They could never be just the carriers. Though pictorial representation seems to be fascinating, but it is not always possible to arrange for the pictures or the photographs of the family members. Therefore, symbols are used to depict a pedigree chart for convenience. Now let us try and learn some of the symbols. A square is used to represent a male, and if the square is shaded or darkened, it represents that the male is affected. If the square is only half shaded, it represents heterozygosity. A female is usually represented with a circle, and on the same grounds, if it is shaded, it is affected, and if it is half shaded, it is just a carrier. A horizontal bar depicts marriage or mating between the two individuals. Now, the same royal family pedigree tree can be represented using the symbols. Queen Victoria, being the carrier, it is represented in green, while Prince Albert is unshaded because he was free from hemophilia. Therefore, those shaded in dark green color are the carriers, and the ones shaded in purple are affected individuals. Since now, when we have understood the concept and are fully attuned with the symbols of a pedigree chart, we are in the position to solve the given problem. Here in this example, a pedigree chart representing disease history of some hypothetical family is given to you. Some of the genotypes are indicated while some are marked with a question mark, and you need to fill up those blanks. Kindly pause the video for a while and try to trace the family history and deduce the unknown genotypes based on the given lecture demonstration. I'm sure you were able to solve the given problem with ease. I hope this video was lucrative to you and you must have had a clear understanding of the concept. Thank you.